Howdy folks, I have just done a spin down on my Wahoo Kicker core version 1. You do need to warm it up for at least 12 minutes, I've been told, so I did that, did a spin down, and then I have used it some more. Usually it feels heavier to produce the same watts after a spin down. Now it don't. It doesn't feel any heavier. I don't have any heart rate though, because my heart rate strap is broken, sadly. So I have to buy a new one. It doesn't. I changed batteries, but it still doesn't work. Anyway, today is a vo2max session. My coach has put, I'm gonna do 4 times 4 minutes with 3 minutes in between. The 3 minutes in between should be around 50% of what I'm doing in the 4-minute interval. He has put that I should do 400 in the first one, 405 in the second one, and 408 in the third one. In the fourth one I should do max. I think he means that I should do more than 408 in that one. I'm not optimistic at all. Not at all. I don't think I will succeed in this. Last week I tried to do 400 on each. I started off a little bit too fast. I did 412 on the first one. But I mean, man, it felt so easy in the beginning. So easy. I mean, after 2 minutes I had an average of 440 and it felt like nothing. Anyway, then I did 403 in the second, and after that one I was pretty tired. I wasn't totally blown up, so I could still do the third, but I was very, very tired, and I knew... What's up with Coco? Is he ahead of me or... never mind, doesn't matter. So, on the third one I did 393. After that I was totally wasted. I had to wait... Not wait, I mean I did some zone 2 riding for maybe 10 or 12 minutes. Then I did a fourth one. Still couldn't do more than 385 on that one, even with that rest. So if you look at that, that was last week, a week ago. Do you think I could do 400, 405, 408 and a fourth one after that? I don't think so. But the thing is, it doesn't really matter, for me at least. People say, I should always believe in yourself, otherwise you will never succeed. That's totally not true for me. First of all, I cannot believe anything else than the facts point at. Here the facts point at me not succeeding this. And of course I can say, oh, I believe I will get it. I will do 600 watts times 10. But that doesn't mean your thoughts does not affect the reality. Reality is what it is. A is A. Usually there is a small correlation though. I usually succeed better when I don't believe that I can do something. But that's just a small correlation, a weak correlation. Anyway, let me show you now before I start what I usually do to test out the gears, because they are not always the same. For instance, today, both before and after the spin down, gear 16 feels like gear 15 do on most days. That's very, very strange. Even right after a spin down, that is. So I try what gears I should go at sitting and standing. So for instance, let's try gear 17 and see if I can sitting do 400 watts without spinning out, or without it being too hard. Let's see. The beginning is usually harder. Now it's normal. Yeah, that's fine. Gear 17 for sitting. Let's try standing. Probably gear 20. I don't know. Let's rest a little bit, even though I didn't get that tired from that. So let's try gear 20. Usually quite. Yeah. Now I start to spin out a little bit, so. Maybe gear 21. What the fuck? Okay, gear 20 or 21. Okay, so now I'm just gonna catch my breath a little bit and then off we go. See you. Okay, I'm back after a few minutes of very easy pedaling. I think I'm not gonna talk too much during this one. I'm gonna start off by doing standing on all intervals, but then I'm gonna come down and then up again towards the end if I need to. But I'm gonna try in the first one at least to do the majority of the cycling sitting down. I did it standing a week ago and that didn't turn out so well, so yeah, there you have it. Oh, however, I always do like 10 or 15 seconds standing because it feels like absolutely free watts. I'm basically just standing on the pedals and getting good watts. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Oh, fuck. Now we go. harder than last week. But not too bad. But I think sitting down is not the best strategy. I'm gonna stand up for a little longer this time. I would have liked to have the heart rate monitor right now. Strange. I thought I was gonna go in gear 17, but it turned up. I mean, if I would have geared down, it would have been too few watts. So 405 watts now. Doesn't feel like much of a difference actually, but I think it is. However, doing 200 now feels very easy. That's usually harder between intervals. Very easy so far. Gotta have some music. Some Swedish black metal. Okay, this third one is gonna be quite tough. Well, at least I did over 400 on average. 400, 405, 411 I think, and then 391. Let's see what that is exactly. That's 401.75, so 402. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm definitely happy with that, because it has been my goal for quite a while now to be able to do 400 watts for 4 times 4 minutes. Oh, look at the bar on the last interval. I should have stood up earlier. The power towards the end. I think I tire faster when I stand up, sort of. However, I think once I'm tired, when I sit down, I really lose power. If I stand up, I can still, I still have the weight to push down the pedals with. Now today I do have a heat session as well. However, since my heart rate monitor doesn't work, I'm not gonna do that one. I'm gonna do an easy session instead after this. I'm gonna cool down, close this one down, and then do an hour of 200 to 220. It is amazing how I don't understand how I can have moved forward so much in a week. Actually, if you compare to last week, the first interval was, I think, 412, and the third one here was 411. Then the second one today, 405. The second one a week ago was 403. But then I had one 400 today, and the same 393 last week. And still, I was so tired last week that I had to wait for 10 or 12 minutes to do the fourth. And then the fourth one was at 386. And the fourth one today was 391. That's improvement. That's real improvement. And this was with a spin down done precisely as close as you can get to the intervals. So I'm happy with that. In case you heard some techno music during the third and fourth interval, that's because I played some black metal in the background to get me pumped up, and that might be copyright protected, even though no one would watch this video to listen to the music in the background, of course, but it's those other rules. Anyway, bye bye. I think I see you next time on Saturday when I'm doing the tiny races again. 11 o'clock European time. Bye bye.